Hello, 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 everyone. How are you doing today? I hope you all have had a good day. I am jumping on live just to show you all a quick lesson on how to teach your little ones how to write. So, if you think this lesson will be beneficial for you, just jump on. We shouldn't be on for more than 10 minutes. I am teaching or talking about how to teach your little ones how to write. Now, when we learn to write, we're developing our critical thinking skills, where it influences reading, writing, and language uses. So, when we're introducing writing, we're teaching little ones how to recognize the letter and identify lines, curves, and points. Before we get to that, like this, remember to leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing, y'all, because this is my first live one teaching and I'm kind of actually nervous. So, okay, breathe in, breathe out. Let's go. Okay, so teaching little ones how to write. Now, before you're actually trying to teach them how to write their letters, I would suggest you start off by teaching them what is a straight line, what is curves, and identifying a point. Now, I found this website. Hopefully, it's still up because I got these worksheets years ago, but it's created by Cassidy at 3dinosaur.com, and she has this excellent pre-writing worksheet. I'm going to show you what the front looks like, and it has worksheets where you can actually have your child start tracing. And this is the zigzags with the points and the straight lines. There is one where there are several, but then there's another one where you're just tracing. If y'all can see it, straight lines. I'm sorry if you can't see it. And then there's also one where you are doing curves. Now, this is excellent practice before you introduce your child how to write letters. It's going through and using those worksheets on practicing writing a straight line, points, and curves. Now, I'm going to jump right in for writing the letters. There are several steps that you should take when you are teaching a child how to write the letters. Now, I am going to show you using this worksheet, which I created. And if you would also like these worksheets, you can go to my website and download them. The links are also below in the comments as well. Now, this is what you are going to do. First step, you're going to say the letter. This is the letter A. What is this letter? It is the letter A. Can you say this letter with me? A. Good job. Now, I want you to look at this letter A. Does this letter have any straight lines? Yes, it does. Can you point out the straight lines for me? So the child will point out 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. Are there any points? And then the child might point to the very top. Then after you do say the letter, say the name of the letter, and you identify the straight lines, the curves, and the points, then you will have your child form the letter in some way. Some people use Play-Doh to have the child manipulate the Play-Doh in order to make the letter A, or they can do some other kind of color in the activity. But if you're actually teaching your child how to write the letter, they should be tracing the letter. So I would have them use their finger and trace the letter, then they can write it in the air. Now, if you look very closely, it has 1, 2, and 3 on this paper. So it's telling you and your child where you should start. So 1, 2, 3. So that way your child will know the steps in forming the letter. So you would have them trace it in the air, trace it on the paper, then have them take a pencil, pen or crayon and trace over top of it. So that way they can practice. Before you would have them go to the bottom and trace it at the bottom. So once again, the steps. Make sure you say the letter. This is the letter A. We're going to go over the letter A today. What is the letter? It's an A. Awesome. Now, can you look at this and identify if there are any straight lines, curved lines, or points? Do you see any straight lines? Show me. That is awesome. Are there any curves? No, there are no curves. What about points? Yes. Yes. You see the point? Okay. Now, can you take your finger and can you trace over that A for me? Where should we start? Good job. Good job. We're going to start there and we're going to go where next? And then we're going to cross it in the middle. Excellent. So after you have your child do that and then they trace it with their pencil, then you have them trace the bottom steps at the bottom. So those are just some simple steps that I wanted to show you all for how you can teach a child how to write. And then I'm going to give you an example if it is curved letters or letters with curves in it. Here we have the letter S. Same thing. What is the letter? It is an S. Can you say S? S. Do you see any straight lines in this letter S? No. How about curves? Yes, we see the curves. And then you would have your child trace the curves. And I'm having a difficult time, y'all, because I'm doing this backwards. So yes, they would trace the curve. And then you would tell them where they need to start and where they need to end when tracing. Have them trace it with their finger. Have them write it in the air. Have them go back and trace it with their pencil before you actually have them go and write it at the bottom. Now, the main step that you need to remember is before you introduce a new letter, please go back and do the ones that you already reviewed with a child. You always have to review before introducing a new one. So yes, if you're going to do one every day, you start with A. Day 2, you do B. We're not going to jump into, okay, we're going to do this letter today. What is this letter? This letter is B. No, go back and do A. Start with A. Why am I starting with A? Because this is going to help your child remember how to write A before you do B. Because if you just jump from one to another, to another, to another, the child is going to forget how to do the first one you taught them. But if every day you're piggybacking on what you did the day before, it's going to keep it fresh in their mind. So that way it's going to help them to learn it. So if you're starting with B, go back and do A. Now, I know this was quick and it was short, but I hope it was very insightful. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, please leave the comments and questions. I will go back and review any comments and questions there are later. So I just hope that this was helpful to you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.